Friends, hello, welcome back. We have, again, the 2030 event items out today. We're going to take a little peek at these. Which ones are worth doing? Which ones should you avoid? Just going straight down the list. As per the usual, not big on the goalies. Specifically the goalies whose names I have and not the slightest clue how to pronounce. It has to be like Justice Anunen. We're going to go with Justice. We're just going to call him Justice. It sounds nice. I mean, he's got a good card. I mean, decent synergy. 6'4". He's a pretty big guy. 6'4", distributor, swarm. But again, you know, when you pay, I just can't ever come to the conclusion that it's a good idea to waste $500-600K on a goalie when there's so many other goalies out there and a lot of goalies perform the same. And I just avoid it. That's always me. Looking at Adam Fox, so this card looks pretty nice. 90 speed. He's got balance. He's got the gladiator, so he's not really got any big synergy. He's got some endurance boost there. But at 5'11", that's what concerns me about a defender. I always like to have a little bit taller of a defender. Specifically, it makes it easier to poke, easier to hit, knock the guys off the puck, whatever. And for that reason, it's not a bad pool. It's not a bad player to have. But I think I'm still going to avoid him. The size is going to hurt me here on Adam Fox. Jack Hughes, though, the money shot, baby. Look at this guy. 92 overall, 95 speed. I don't care what the synergies are. This man's got Mickey D's speed. I think that's is that one tick lower than McDavid's speed is? Probably real close to that. This guy's an absolute burner. The one problem is, what in the heck is that endurance? 82 on the endurance. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was looking through him the other day, and this man's got a 68 endurance on his base card. I don't even know if he can make it down the ice without falling over. I can't believe he had that low of an endurance. That was crazy to me. This card would be real filthy. If he get that endurance, even if it was only like an 87, 88, it'd just be outstanding. Still, I like the card where it is. You upgrade it to the 93, and the endurance is an 83. I think there's a lot of guys with a lower endurance, though, so I wouldn't be too bent out of shape about it as well there. I really like this card. His shot's really nice. Again, we always look back to one concern, 5'10", 168. He's not very heavy. That is the one thing I'd be worried about. It depends what you like, I guess, how you're playing, how super competitive you're playing, where you want to see as many big and bulky guys on your team as possible with a lot of speed, as opposed to if you're just trying to enjoy the game like myself here personally. I really like the Jack Hughes. You enjoy, you're like, Division 3, Division 4, just chilling over here, not a big deal, not sweating. Just play with some guys that are fast and fun to play with. I think Jack Hughes is the man here. Already completed the Jack Hughes set personally here. First time we've done a master set in a while. I want to say it's the first time since, well, we did the fantasy master set. And I think that's it. I think that's the only two. There hasn't been a lot of master sets out this year that have been like, oh, gotta jump on those. Last year we jumped on a lot. Try to get the money's worth out of those master sets. The guys that have last on the team for a long time. And I think Jack Hughes, guy's got an end game card right now. Dominant Kubalik, baby. Liking the Kubalik here, the distributor. But the problem with Kubalik is 86 speed. And I have one rule when it comes to distributor. Everybody's, welcome to their own rule and theory, whatever they want to do. Spend your coins how you want. But when I'm looking at a guy with distributor, I'm looking at his price tag, and I'm kind of looking at that and saying, what's the average price for, say, a 92, and how much is he going for a 92 with distributor? And in this case, 92s are going for, that's a lot. It's team of the year, though. 400K, 800, 474, 500, 480, 430, 400, or 600. Seen a lot of 470, 480. Seen a lot of 470, 480, 440 range right there. So I look at that and I say, okay. So I look at that and say, all right, he's on 440K, 450. Kubalik, 620, 600. There's essentially you're saying somebody's going to pay an extra 150K, 160K for distributor. I think that gap's too big. When you look at 160K, I say, guess what? I could buy a 92, a really good 92, and then find another player for 160K with distributor. If you're worried about the distributor synergy, you find a really solid player at 160K. So that reason, I don't see it being worth the money at that point. That's just personally how I look at it from a distributor standpoint. If I can, fill out that spot in the lineup somewhere else for a lot cheaper, and essentially you get two players, you get a 92 and, possibly an 87 or an 88 down those lines as well there. I look at that as a bigger win for the team. And it always depends where you're at as a team, though. Maybe you got an absolutely loaded team right now, and you're just removing one guy in your fourth line with distributor, and you got, 3 lines worth of 90s, and you're like, all right, Kubalik, let's go for it then. I mean, at that point, still a solid card. I don't like the 86 speed. That's a little bit slow for me, but it's not a bad choice then if you want to go down that route. But again, though, with the exception of, the team of the years coming out, this has been the first time I've really been very intrigued into fantasy players, very intrigued to actually do one of the sets and have an untradable player of one of these on my team. So take that as you will. I think this is one of the more worth it ones because of Jack Hughes being straightforward here. You got Philip Myers. Myers again, not seeing too many hot synergies there. He's not got a lot going on there. He's a defender though. A defender with 87 speed, and he's an absolute giant. 6'5", 87 speed. People love it. You gotta love that for a defender. I think that's it's a pretty solid pickup there. He's even got a pretty decent shot up there. 87, 86 in the power and the accuracy from a guy at the point. Might be able to put on some decent shots up there. Not too many turds for you as well. You like seeing that. Pretty balanced card across the board. Right-handed shot. I like Myers here if you're interested in beefing up that defense. Finally, though, we have, what is it? Victor Olofsson. I'm biased. Very biased. Fantasy love of mine. Victor Olofsson. I want to tell you to go buy him. But I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. 91 speed, though. 91 speed. You're talking 91 balance. The shot's pretty sick as well there for him. Up in the mid-90s, upper 90s. You can't go wrong with that. Olofsson, again, a guy that's 5'11". If you can rock the smaller guys. I like this event. I really do. I like Olofsson. I like Myers. I like Hughes. 3 of them. What is that? 3 of the 5? 3 of the 6? A pretty good event right now, I think they got going on. You could even make the argument for Adam Fox here. I've always been someone that's covet speed in this game when you buy the Untradable guys, because, you know, everything else you can, I feel like you can make work, especially if it's like a 92 shot compared to a 94 or 95. You can make that work on the ice, but when you get to down the road in the game, speed kills, and you want to make sure you can keep up on the ice. So I always look for the guys that have the speed that's going to last 2, 3, 4 months down the road, and I see that out of a lot of these guys. Again, that's our personal thoughts. Love to hear you guys. Have you tried any of these players out so far? Again, personally, we've only gotten to the Jack Hughes. Card's pretty nasty, though. Loved using the Jack Hughes so far. Like to hear you guys' thoughts, though. As always, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.